Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the WCFL DolFans Talk. I hope everyone's having a wonderful week. It's hump day. Let's not do too much humping now. We ain't got there yet. That ain't till Friday. You know that. Let's go ahead and bring on our co-host. We'll start with Mr. Winters, as usual.
What's going on, everybody? Papa Paul, back to reality, brother. What's going on with you, man?
Not much. How was your vacation, my brother?
Listen, man, it was definitely filled with rest, relaxation, beautiful vibes, beautiful. Shout out to all the beautiful people out in New Bedford, Massachusetts. Shout out to my brother, Russell Hotman, our guest from last week. Him and his wife's hospitality was like no other. I'll definitely be going back up there again. And I just want to shout out to everybody that's watching us on all the platforms tonight. Definitely appreciate you guys. And I'm looking forward to bringing our guest in. But I think somebody else joined us in the back.
Yes. We have our middle-aged man, Mr.
There
John
he is.
O'Hanlon.
All right.
What's up, guys? How are you?
What's up, brother? How are you, man?
I'm above ground and upright, John.
Yeah, what's the matter with your finger? What'd you do?
Another dog bite.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Must be
Three
hot.
fingers.
Must be hot in Florida. You got the guns out.
Yeah. It's well, we've had a lot of rain today off and on, so let's go ahead and
One
bring
of your
on our,
dogs bit you?
yeah, Finn literally broke into the one room where Jack was and got hold of Jack on that same leg again, and trying to pry him off, Jack bit my hand, and it wasn't no fault of Jack. He was just trying to defend himself. But yeah, it is what it is, and it's not looking good for Finn at this point. So, but let's go ahead and bring on our special guest. He's another man that's a diehard Dolphin, living in Philadelphia, and we're going to help him when he gets things going, promote his club up there in Philadelphia. Let's bring on the man, the myth, the legend, Beast Mike.
Thanks for having me.
What's
What's
going
up
on,
there, Beast
brother?
Mike?
Things are good. Things are good here. It is definitely very hot outside. No question.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
weather is not nice up in the Northeast as well right now, but we're doing our best up here. We just had another 90-degree day.
Well, listen, we're right around the corner from each other. You're not that far away. And here's the funny, I'm going to start it off kind of on a comedic sense. You must live around maybe or be around the Stanton, Germantown area sometimes. Because about
Correct.
3 weeks ago, my sister-in-law drove by you and she thought that you were me because she knows how diehard Dolphin fan that I am. So she's honking at me, calling my name. And
Is
she's
that
like,
what that horn was? Because I remember, because every now and again I get like, I'm wearing Dolphins gear and people are honking the horns like on the other side of the street. Like I acknowledge them. I'm like, oh, like what's happening? Like, oh, like must be another Dolphins fan. Is that what that is? Okay.
that's because I'm going to be honest with you. She, it's funny because I seen her a couple weeks ago and she was like, were you around such and such? And I said, no, because she's like, I seen a guy, he looked just like you, and he had nothing but Dolphin gear on. I said, that's Mike. I know exactly who that is. And she was like, oh my God. She's like, bro, she's like, he's like, he looks just like you, and he had the Dolphin gear, and I swore it was you. I said, that's my buddy Mike Anderson, Beast Mike, diehard Dolphin fan, just like I am. So
Yes.
that's exactly what that is.
Yeah, I do live. Yeah, so like the setup is Philadelphia, yeah, and the northern part of it is like Stanton, Germantown. It all connects to the suburbs. So yeah, that's effectively where I am.
All right, cool. We got John. John is from Jersey, and Paul is from Florida. So John is right around. Where are you? Central Jersey, right, John?
Yeah, Monmouth County.
Okay.
And Paul is right outside of Tampa Bay, Tampa, around the Brooksville area, correct?
Yeah, just north of Tampa, about an hour north of Tampa.
So, all right, so let's get right into it. How long have you been a Miami Dolphin fan, and what made you become a Miami Dolphin fan?
So I guess the origin story is, I think it was around '96 when I started to really pay attention and watch football, and I ended up watching a couple games. Like, oh, like this Dan Marino guy's pretty good. Like I like what he's doing. I like he's like how he's showing love to the people, how he's handling business for the people down in Miami. I was like, oh, I like this dude, and I just kept following. I got a Marino jersey that Christmas, and I guess that's where the love began. It's one of those starter Johns too. It was super dope, and I kind of just like followed it up, like periodically. It just kept going and going, and then by the time he retired, I guess it was just I was all in. I was already all in with it, with the team, and like I had a bunch of hats, a couple jerseys already. Like I was already like, yeah, this is my team. Like this is the team. Like I'm really gonna roll with.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So good. So we're gonna go right into it, gentlemen. You guys got anything else before I start going in, or?
No, you go for it, brother. Right now.
Go
So,
right ahead.
all right. So your famous saying, live from the Tua train. Okay.
Okay.
Explain to the people, man.
So I'm a fan of alliteration, I guess. That's just wordplay. I'm a fan of that in general. And when I do the Tua Train videos that kind of started when, ironically, he started. Like, I wanted the Dolphins to draft Tua. Like, I like Herbert, like Burrow would have been fine, but obviously we weren't going to get him. I wanted Tua. I thought Tua, of the guys in that draft in 2020, I thought would be the best of the three. Like, I trusted that he was going to be the one to have the best career. Like, he felt like Drew Brees to me. And like I love the accuracy, I love the anticipation that he has. Like it felt like he was the guy. So the Friday before he starts his first game against the Rams, I end up getting a jersey, ironically. And since I like my favorite mode of transportation is by train, my dad used to drive them, and unfortunately he passed away in 2020. So it was a perfect way to kind of tie everything together. And like kind of pay homage to it because he used to drive the SEPTA trains, and it's like, okay, I love riding the trains as a kid. I love riding the trains as an adult, so I'm gonna tie it all together and kind of sort of pay homage to him while at the same time show love to my Dolphins and kind of like share my thoughts about it.
Okay. So, in the current state coming up to this current season, with the pickups that we just picked up, especially, and we're going to get into that probably later on in the show, with the new additions that we picked up with May and, was it Cornelius Bennett, correct? So those two gentlemen, we'll be talking about that. How excited are you for this upcoming season?
I really like it. I love and I spoke to it in one of my videos, was they didn't have to be flashy. Like, it didn't have to go and win the offseason like we've been accused of doing over the years. Like, this was a offseason where just depth. We basically had to get dudes off the street in Kansas City to play in a blizzard or to play in a freezer. And to replenish, get depth all over the roster for the most part. I thought that was the way to go. I really liked what Chris Greer did. I like obviously with getting Weaver on the defensive coordinator. I don't know, we'll talk about that. And getting this roster together was just overall deep and talented. So I'm very excited for it. I really think we've got a real shot at this.
How do you deal with being a Miami Dolphin fan in Philadelphia? Because I know how I deal with it.
It's so every now and again, like people will kind of approach me about it. Like someone's like, "Oh, yo, you're a Dolphins fan too?" Like, cool. Or I kind of sort of get ignored for. I don't really have to like worry about it too much. Like I don't get too many ops or too many people like what's he doing here with all his Dolphins gear? I kind of sort of get ignored. So it kind of allows me free reign to go wherever in the city and rep Dolphins gear.
Well, it's nice you live in a city where it's not AFC, it's not local, it's,
Yeah, so like since we obviously aren't rivals with the Eagles, like there's no one really approaches like that. Like if we were like fans of the Giants or Commanders or especially Cowboys, and I can speak to that because I worked at the Link for a while, then it's some drama. But it's really not that bad, to be honest. When it comes to Dolphin fans dealing with Eagles fans, like, except for obviously when we play them, then it gets serious. But other than that, it's not that bad.
I know for the fact that when we played against them last season here in Philly, it wasn't bad at all. I didn't have any issues. I mean, I don't count punk kids talking trash. I'm
Yeah,
talking about sports enthusiasts and people that really enjoy the game. And I know for a fact that whole weekend, I had no issues or problems, because, I mean, at the end of the day, you're going to have people that's going to talk their trash regardless, no matter what. That's just anywhere, anything. But even at the tailgate, the tailgate was a good time. We talked trash back and forth with fans or whatever, but they welcomed everybody. I mean, I got welcomed over to a couple other people's tailgates, and they like, "Oh, you're a Dolphin fan, this, that, and the other." And we just started talking, and I told them, how I became a fan and different things like that. And I was explaining like of all the different people that came up. How you doing tonight, Mr. Paul?
Mr. Polk, how are you, sir?
I'm doing okay. I was going Papa Paul, Dolphin winners, John, and Beast Mike. How's it going? It's good to see you up here, brother.
Nice meeting you. Everything's cool right now.
Darren Meister Hans, that's my best friend, my brother from another mother that lives out in Tucson. He's going to be here at the game with me for the 49ers game.
All right.
Thank you for joining us, brother.
What's up, Darren? Definitely. But yeah, I know for a fact that just being in the area for that night, it was just a vibe, and it was a good vibe, and it was fun. It was fun. It could have been better if we would have won the game, but
Right.
shit does happen. But but it was, like you said, it wasn't nothing major. It was no trash talking or nothing like that. I mean, they won, but it wasn't like, oh man, we creamed you guys, blah 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 blah. So, but yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Like, I'll be honest with you, I was looking forward to seeing DVP in the Eagles uniform to see what he was going to do, but he retired, and we don't know the backstory of that. But it is what it is. It would be nice for him to retire as a Dolphin, but we shall see how that plays out. And the fact that the Eagles own his rights, that's just what it is. But yeah, I'm with you. I fully agree with everything you just said. Just by living here in the city and about, with the Phillies being on fire, even though that we lost today.
Right.
I've been alternating back and forth between Phillies gear and Dolphin gear. So
Yeah, me too.
you know what I mean. But Mr. Polk, what's going on? What's on your mind tonight, sir?
Well, one thing on my mind, I had got a early notification about Connor Williams, and that other teams not starting to show interest in him. So I was trying to figure out, is his injury gotten better, or have any of y'all heard anything?
I know I haven't heard anything.
No,
The only thing I saw was like his agent claims he's going to be healthy like when the season starts, but
all
I don't know
agents
if
are going
to try to replace it. I don't know if they're going to try to resign him. I don't.
I think all agents are going to say that, really, when they with a guy trying to get him to be re-signed by somebody.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and Beast Mike, you said that you don't think that we're gonna resign him.
I don't think Miami's. They seem so dead set on finding something with Liam, as whether he's the guard or the left guard or the right guard, I should say, or the backup center.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know Miami. I'd like to see Miami sign him. I really would. And at the very least, it's depth at center. But I don't know if they're going to pull that trigger. I don't know if they're going to go that route. As good as he was when he was healthy, and he was really, really good. And the offense was really, really stable when he was around.
Well, I mean, I personally think they could sign him if he can pass the physical and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Because he knows the plays, and he is a good center.
Well, they're only going to sign him if it's a friendly, team friendly
Oh, yeah.
deal. They're not going to go out of their way for him, and it's
Well, that's anybody, like we say, John, at this point, because I think we have enough. If they're going to sign somebody, it's going to be something that's going to, like you said, team friendly deal.
yeah, because Greer's not going to sign an offensive lineman for that kind of money. He's not. That's not his MO. He went out and signed the free agent that we picked up to play center or guard. They're basically, similar players, so they can either play guard or center, unless he comes into the facility and says, listen, give me $3 million a year, then they might sign him. But other than that, I don't see it happening.
What about what's up, Jake?
What's going on, guys?
How you doing, my brother?
What's going on?
What's
Mike, how you
up,
doing?
Hey, I'm pretty good. You?
Good.
What
I
y'all
love
think about?
I love your background.
Thank
Looks
you.
nice.
What was that, Mr. Polk?
What do y'all think about Van Rotten? That's his name, Van Rotten or something like that.
Van Rotten, Van Roten. Yeah.
That's how you say his name.
I'm not sure which way is correct.
Yeah.
Van Ginkel.
No,
No, not Van Ginkel.
Nah, he's long gone.
Yeah.
He's with Minnesota.
He's
So we talking about Van Rotten from the Cowboys?
Right, the offensive lineman.
right.
I mean, like John just said, if it's going to come down, if it's a contract filling, it makes sense for the Dolphins because we all know that the topic is, we all know what we're going to be talking about within the next 5 minutes. So we might as well just get the cat out the bag. We either going to sign our quarterback or we're going to keep playing this game of cat and mouse because now this game of cat and mouse is yesterday's price is not today's price. I'm going to keep saying it. I've said it on your show, Shake. I've said it on this show. I've said it on numerous podcasts, and I'm going to keep saying it until either we decide to pay this man or else. And we all know what that else can be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, at the end of the day, I'm like this, gentlemen. I tell people, I said, get out your feelings. It doesn't matter what we feel. We can sit there and state our opinions all we want. We're going to see who truly are Miami Dolphin fans if this thing don't play out. We're going to see if we got Tua fans or we have Miami Dolphin fans. We're going to find out very well. Hey, Nancy.
what's up, man?
Hi.
Yeah.
So does John. Everyone else does. Speak.
The one thing. Hello.
Hello.
See, the one thing I always say about this with Chris Greer and anybody in his position, it's easy for us to say pay him or not pay him because at the end of the day, we don't face any consequences. So at the end of the day, when it's when the decision you make has consequences, it's not going to be as easy as people make it out to be.
Correct.
Oh, sure, because all fans, whether you're a Tua fan, a Tua hater, if you're a fan, you want him signed, you want it done so that he's comfortable. If you're a Tua hater, you don't want him signed. But ain't none of us getting fired over it. Whether they sign him to $55, $60 million a year, whether they make him play his fifth-year option, ain't none of us losing our jobs over what happens. We're fans.
Yeah,
we're there to support and go to the games and watch them on TV and get together and hang out. But it doesn't cost you your job. Greer makes a wrong decision with this, he could be gone next year.
Oh yeah,
and trust me, once he gets fired, there's not too many GM positions. There's only 32, so you know what I'm saying.
Right.
It's gonna take a long time for him to get back to if he does get back to his old position. It's gonna take a long time for him to get that position back.
Oh, sure. Well, yes and no. I mean, there's times where a GM can get let go just because things have gotten stale in the organization, and somebody else will pick them up because they like the way that they do contracts. They like the way that they approach it.
Yeah.
So I mean, it is possible, and he's been around long enough that people know who he is. They know what he does with contracts. They know what kind of players he likes to sign. So, I mean, personally, I don't want to see the guy go. No. I'd rather have him here for another 10 years. If he can keep doing what he's doing and pushing us forward, absolutely. I want him here. This turnover stuff that the Dolphins have done in the last 25 years is ridiculous.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I got a question.
I
The
think,
question.
I think that's why you keep Tua is because of his stability. It's one thing we haven't had in, like you said, a quarter century. It's like, he's not where we all want him. A lot of us want him to be. Sure, I get it. I believe there's another level or two he can get to, but it's far better than what we've had. And
Yes.
I think you literally brought in McDaniel because of Tua, because I can get Tua right. It's probably something he might have said during the interview phase. And so far, Tua's been great with McDaniel. As complicated as McDaniel's playbook may be, Tua's been great with him. And if you're going to keep McDaniel, you brought in McDaniel to coach Tua, you might as well sign Tua. And like Saul said, you saw Goff get paid. We saw Lawrence get paid. The price is going to go up. And Trevor, obviously just Trevor Lawrence. Dak's going to get paid next offseason. Jordan Love's going to get paid next offseason. Like, it's a race. Now it's a race. And that number is going to start with a 6 real soon, at least for Dak. And if Tua balls out again and has an even better year this year than he did this past year, his number may get to 6. His number
if he does that again, it's definitely going to 6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, real quick question. Y'all know wide receiver Matthew Sexton?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, you know we waived him.
Yes.
Yeah, because when we signed Calais Campbell, we waived him. But if you look, he's only been in the league for 4 years, and he's been on 6 different teams.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not – and he has not played an official NFL game yet either.
Listen, when they waived him, I wasn't worried about it.
Yeah, exactly. Neither was I. I was just bringing it up because it was in order.
I mean, that's one of those cases where he might just not fit the Miami Dolphins, and he can probably fit one of the other 31 other teams. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it happens. I mean, we've seen that happen in the league before. Might not have been anything. He might not just fit with the Miami Dolphins, and they probably was like, okay, well, we wish you better luck, somewhere else. Maybe, in the future he might come back and, they might have a spot for him. But it's just right now he might want to have something else to do or wants a bigger part. And but right now, Miami's wide receiver core is set until the 4th quarterback. We all know that it's going to be OBJ, Waddle, and Tyreek. Who's going to be the 4th quarterback?
Well, I understand exactly what you're saying, Winners. I would just say I don't think he's been fitting with anybody's team really, because he's been on 6 teams in 4 years and has yet to play an official NFL game.
Well, we know what NFL stands for. NFL does stand for not for long. It does.
Yes.
I mean, that's just what it. That's the acronym that a lot of people sit there and throw out there, and it's the truth. One moment you can be on top of the world, the next moment you can be on the practice squad, the next moment you be probably using your major or whatever your degree is, and you're gonna be using that as your life and source of income. So. Yeah. We've seen this before,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, have y'all seen the article on the Dolphins reportedly plan to use Devon Chan in multiple roles?
I did see that. They could use him as a receiver.
I am looking forward to it because from the time we drafted him, I've been one of his biggest supporters. He was well on his way on his rookie year to 1,000-yard season, except for the injuries. Mm-hmm. Let's see what they say here else.
Plus
because of his, he's bulked up some to try and help prevent some of the injuries. He runs a 4.3 40.
He probably still runs out even with adding extra weight.
Yeah, he's reached 21.93 miles per hour on a 67-yard touchdown run in our 70-20 route of the Broncos in week 3. Last season, running backs accounted for only 19.8% of the team's targets, 109 of 549, and 20% of the receptions. Per Pro Football Focus, Chan himself was used as a receiver more than any other Dolphins running back, lining up in the slot 34.7% of the time and out wide 11.2% of the time. And if I'm correct, he was on his receiving. See if they have it in here. On his receiving, they're not showing it, but if I'm correct, he was averaging like 12 yards per reception. And on his running back, he was averaging 7.8. I mean, I'll take either one of those each. I'll take either one of those all day, every day.
Oh, absolutely.
For real.
He's a matchup nightmare. Like, yeah, just envisioning him lined up, because there's so much attention to Hill, to Waddle, to OBJ, to Jonnu Smith now. Putting out, like, Achane 5 wide. It's just going to be gross. Like you're probably going to end up with a linebacker or a safety covering him wherever Achane would be, and it's a wrap. If Achane doesn't get hit at the line or doesn't get like touched at the line at all, it's a wrap, because he can just run by almost anybody in the NFL. Like it's the matchup is gross. Like, remember that play where the first touchdown Tyreek scored in Washington? Look at the top of that screen.
Achane was right there.
Dusted whoever was covering him. Achane, like, Tua could have looked to his right, and Achane would have scored just the same as Tyreek did.
He looked like he was jogging. That was the scary part. He looked like he was jogging. That's the scary part.
And I seen a couple of those long runs he had where when he's going in for the touchdown, I mean, he's way ahead of anybody else, and he didn't even like he had any effort into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he has that Jakeem Grant speed.
Yeah, he does.
Albert Wilson. Yeah.
Might be faster, Mr. Paul.
Well,
But they said with Jakeem Grant, he actually ran something like a 4.29.
Yeah.
I did hear about that. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Now, y'all do know why Tyreek Hill is a receiver, right?
Well, I know he played quarterback, then he moved to running back, then he moved to wide receiver.
Well, if you notice though, even these little kids at camp are burning him.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Why is there a video? Like, there was a new video came out yesterday about that, right?
Yes.
Like,
No, that kid cooked him.
Yeah, but listen, you don't play corner. If any one of us stepped out there, the kid would run by all of us, no problem.
You ain't never lied.
Oh no, I understand. Especially, I mean, that's why he doesn't play defense. Is what I'm saying.
But if he practiced it and spent time in college and the pros, he might be able to do it.
But that newest video, this kid, he had this kid, and the kid just out juked him, and he tried to say he knocked the ball out of the kid's hand before he made a touchdown. Like, no. But he's a good sport about it.
But see what Tyreek.
It's all love. It seems like he takes all those like those camps in stride. Like he's like having a whole lot of fun. Like he probably maybe he was going half speed or whatever, but it doesn't seem like he doesn't take it too personally.
Oh, and for fun, he could have brought his buddy Ethan Boner with him, because he has
as fast as the offensive track team.
Exactly. He got a lot of speed.
So who do y'all think is gonna be? I mean, we figured Barrios is gonna be one of the returners, but like now that this new kickoff rule basically allows for two of them, who's the other?
Oh, I think it's a Chan personally, but
maybe one of the Washingtons.
I was about to say that too, Mr. Paul. I was about to say that too.
Honestly,
you got Taj Washington.
I would love for it to be Jalen Wright. It feels like McDaniel went out there in a Chan clone, and like Jalen Wright's pretty much as fast as everyone else that's on this offense. I feel like Jalen Wright in an open field could actually be kind of nasty. I would love for Jalen Wright to get an opportunity to return kicks.
Well, think about this for a second, Beast Mike. We have an average of every running back and every wide receiver that's on our starting, even just say starting. Every single one of them runs 20 miles an hour or faster.
Yeah.
That's the fact. Like, that's not being far-fetched. Everybody is clocking in over 20 miles an hour or more. And we just picked up a couple rookies that are clocking in at 23 miles an hour or more. So speed is this. The speed is whew, any way you look at it. Speed. That's just what we look at it. I look like we lost Paul. Hopefully he'll come back.
Anyway,
But
Nancy probably making him do something.
there he is. I got you, Paul.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah,
What Nancy needs you to reach up on the top shelf or something?
probably. What happened?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, I'm the speed is not the problem. It's the key thing and the conversation that we talk about all the time. September and October is not when you win Super Bowls. November, December is when you win Super Bowls, and they definitely stacked the deck against us. And it's funny. I over the weekend I met a fellow Miami Dolphin fan, which I hope to get this brother on there up in the Massachusetts area, from the Massachusetts area. So hopefully I can get him to come on here and share his experiences by living up in the area and enemy territory and being a Miami Dolphins fan. But I was explaining to him about our schedule. We got screwed back-to-back times when we played Sunday afternoon and then got to play Thursday night again. We got to do that 2 times this season. Right in the beginning of the season with the Jags and then Buffalo. And then I think we play, I want to say either we're playing either Arizona or the Raiders, and then we play Thursday night against the Green Bay on Thanksgiving. Exactly. So
that would have to be after the Raiders game because Arizona's in October.
So it probably will be after the Raiders game. So thank you. So you think about it, man, and we're going to be like the second longest or most traveled team in the league also. Yeah. So we had a lot of stuff like really stacked against us, praying, knock on wood, no injuries, no pop up or whatever. We got the stack. We got the stack against us against this season this year. It really is. It's to a point where I'm like, man, I hope we can sit there and sustain the durability to get through. But I'm going to tell you this: the first 3 weeks is going to say a lot. The first 5 weeks is going to say a lot because you got Jaguars right out the gate. That's a cross-town rival, cross-state rival. You got the Bills right out the gate Thursday night, 3 days after a battle with the Jaguars. And then you got to go all the way to Seattle, which we haven't gone into Seattle. It's been 8 years ago. So it's the first 3 games are going to be very interesting, especially for the defense and especially for Weaver's defense.
Well, the only good thing about the Seattle game is that's where it comes in. You play Sunday, you play Thursday. Now you get a little extra rest, a little extra time for travel and stuff before you play Seattle.
Right.
So you get the good with the bad with the schedule. You go Sunday, Thursday. Yeah, that sucks to start the season. Going Sunday and then 4 days later playing it on Thursday night. But then you now have 10 days rest before you play again.
Right.
Right.
Maybe we might travel a little early for that game and might get up there early to get acclimated with the time.
Yeah,
I hope that's the case. I hope they go up like the Monday, like Monday or Tuesday. I hope that's the case.
Yeah, right. I mean, even if they went Wednesday or Thursday, the game's not till Sunday. So I mean, it's it gives you, because you don't want to go for too long because then you start getting acclimated to that. You play a game and then you got to come back to 3 hours to the East Coast for the next week. You're not getting home Monday, till Monday. So
that's fair.
Yeah.
You got to be careful how early you go out.
Right.
Well, I just looked it up. So, when the game on December 8th is our home game against the Jets. And that's the same day I get back from my cruise. So I'll be going from the cruise ship to the Jets game that day.
All right. Sounds like a plan to me.
Not bad.
Yeah.
We'll be there waiting for you.
I know you will. That'll be a fun day.
Definitely. Yeah. Shake, what's on your mind, Shake? Talk to us.
Oh, no, just listening to the conversation,
I hear you, brother. I hear you.
Yeah, but the one thing, listen, at the end of the day, look, I know the deck is stacked against us, but at the end of the day, when New England was making their dynasty run, They did not care about what miles they traveled or how many players. At the end of the day, one thing McDaniel said about last year, the players have to be professionals, get sleep, get rest. It's on them to take precautions and not party and take it seriously during the season, so they don't have to feel all fatigued. Get plenty of sleep, but at the end of the day, if you're the team that the contender that you're supposed to be, it doesn't matter. You just line them up and knock them down.
Right, and I agree. You got to be professional enough to know you're traveling. There's time changes. You can't be going out partying. You can't be staying out all night. You can't be coming in the next day hungover.
Yep, and it's not like they're springing these things up on them 2 days without notice. They have like a whole off season to prepare for this and to plan accordingly.
Didn't we have a game out of the country last year, and we went to what was that?
Germany.
Germany.
Right, we went to Germany early. Didn't we go to Germany early?
Yeah.
To get right. So yeah.
I don't think that game was that. I don't think that game was awful. I mean, like what? The only difference in score was the Tyreek fumble, and
pretty much.
Tua gets either of those two last passes off, the game is tied. Like it really wasn't like Miami was bad against Kansas City or outmatched when it was a fair fight. Like it was like they were right with them, except for a couple plays.
And part of the reason they go that early is there's a 6-hour time difference, not a 3-hour time difference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
talk about Tyreek Hill and all. Did you all see the other video where he was at one of his camps and he starts talking to a kid? I forget how it's. And he asked the kid what position when he plays. He goes wide receiver, and he goes, "Well, who do you look up to?" And he goes, Jamar Chase. And Tyreek was like, "Oh my God!" It's like he's just getting burned all over the place by these kids.
Yeah, I watched that video a couple times, and I thought about this. When he said to the kid, "Who do you look up to?" Did the kid say Jamar Chase because Tyreek's only a few inches taller than the kid?
That's pretty good.
There's no telling. There's no telling.
That's pretty good.
Yes,
I am glad that Waddle got the deal that he did when he got it. Like to not have to deal with it for another 5 years, and his deal is going to be a major bargain by the time it's time to actually start paying it. Like,
I think it was a bargain when they signed him.
Yeah, I did too. I did too. I thought it's the going rate for 1 or 1A receivers like Waddle. Like, I think I thought it was a great move to say, you know what? He's going to be the guy for a long time now. He's already proven he can be the guy without Tyreek Hill. Make it like just sign it up and pay him accordingly. I think that was the appropriate play. I like that they did that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he signed through 2028 now. So, I mean, how can you go wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He obviously got that chemistry with Tua for years. Alabama in the last 3 now in Miami, or last 2 now in Miami. I think it's great move. I thought it was a tremendous decision to take care of him when that room is becoming an arms race. Amon-Ra gets paid, and this was done before Jefferson got paid. CD and T. Higgins are about to get paid. Jamar Chase, it's the receiver room financially is going to be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I mean, some of these guys, what we signed Waddle to is going to be nothing compared to what some of these guys signed for.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
That was a smart play. So like Calais Campbell, we now had like a week to kind of marinate on it, and it's out. It's probably going to be one of the defensive line starters this year, like coming up with Sealer and maybe Shaq Barrett, but whoever's going to be the other defensive lineman, maybe Neville Gallimore. What do you guys? I like the move. I thought it was a really good play to bring in some leadership, somebody that knows the Weaver system already, and he just feels like the NFL's Al Horford, like somebody who's like wherever he goes, he gets busy.
Well,
Wherever
what
he
it
goes,
is,
he's productive. He's an
yeah.
old head, obviously. He just plays really well. He knows what to do and when to do it. I really like this move. It just seems like it fits so well with what Anthony Weaver wants to do.
I've seen a few signings that we've had on defense that we got a couple guys that are tone setters. They set the tone while they're in the game, and that's something that we've been lacking a lot on Miami. We don't have tone setters. We need guys that's going to set the tone, let everybody else know, yo, this is how it's going down. This is how we're going to play tonight. This is, and we need that. We need some tone setters. So we actually got about 2 or 3. The gentleman that we picked up from Seattle, he's a tone setter. Yes. Cornelius, he's a tone setter. Shaq Barrett, he's a tone setter. Like these guys, they get like Beast Mike just said, they get busy. Like they ain't got no time to play around. They gonna definitely let you know that their presence is there. So yeah, we have some tone setters on this defense. How they're gonna use that, that's gonna be the exciting part. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Well, to piggyback on also what went to is that not only that are they tone setters, but you got guys that can mentor some of these younger guys
Absolutely.
on both sides. Because like I said, with Calais, and then on the other side we got Teron Armstead, and then in other positions we got a couple of guys that can mentor the younger guys. So that's another thing that I'm looking forward to. And then the other thing that really has me feeling good is we have depth. We have depth that we didn't have last year. And it's not to say that the players that we brought in are gonna turn the tables around. No, but it just feels good to have depth in certain positions.
Well, I think last year a lot of us talked about the depth that we did have, or we thought we had, until all the injuries started to hit.
Yeah.
And then it was one man down, another man down, another man down, and we're like, well, there goes all our depth.
Yeah, we had so many injuries last year. It's truly what killed us. I mean, like we all know that they were out there picking up guys off the couches.
Well, you think about it, Mike said it earlier. He said that earlier. He said in the freezer game, we were signing people right off the couch. So, right
plug
off the street.
Basically, plug and play.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bushberry was doing it up down for the line.
Callis, thank you for joining us, brother.
But I mean, I'm not trying to rush time, and I really am not, because the summer officially starts on Friday. But I'm looking forward to football season. I mean, basketball season. I don't think any of us is happy about the outcome unless you're a Celtics fan, and I'm not. I'll be damned. I'm a Sixers fan through and through, and I ain't never root for no damn Celtics.
Yo, no, hold on, Saul. Wait. Like you were just up there last week. Like, what was the vibe up there last week?
Oh, so all right. So I went to the
Philly lost 2 out of 3, right?
Say again.
Said Philly lost 2 out of 3 to the.
Philly lost 2 out of 3, but I went to the Yankees and Red Sox. So I went Thursday. I watched the Thursday game at a sports bar down the street from from Russell's house, and we're watching it. And at first, I'm like, okay, we got a chance, and then all of a sudden, that shit turned fucking quick. We get our asses kicked. But so when we went down on Friday, they upped the game. So they upped the game to 6:40, but it was an actual passing shower, which had like about a 45-minute delay. So the original time is when they started anyway, once the lightning stopped or whatever. So the vibe, I'll say this, the Yankee fans took over Fenway. I never
Joey Cora was pissed about that. I read.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you something. The first inning, I heard "Let's go Yankees," and I'm looking around like, "Whoa!" Like I didn't know the backstory. Like they actually have a player. I used to play for the Red Sox, and he plays for the Yankees. And he hit a home run. I mean, he smashed the ball. He literally smashed the ball, like literally center field. And he was talking trash, running around the bases, and I was like, "Yo!" I didn't know it was that deep, but when we left there, we left about bottom of the 6th. So, because I mean, I seen everything I wanted to see, and I wanted to beat traffic. I didn't want to be in all that traffic, and my boy was the same way. He was like, "I'm with it." So we rolled out, We rolled out in enough time because they were shutting down roads. If the Celtics would have came back on Friday to win that game, they were shutting down city blocks where it was restricted. So people could sit there and either the traffic can go through or it wasn't going to be any traffic at all. So they were prepared. Listen, they were prepared. They were prepared without a doubt. Them people was ready. They was ready to celebrate Friday night. And they were definitely was, because we went to Loretta's beforehand and everything. And them people, they had their Celtics on. I can tell you that.
And traffic up there is horrendous. If you don't just get out and go, you're going to be stuck there forever. You can't sit there and wait for an opening.
Nope. When you drive with the assholes, you got to drive fast.
Hey, I used to ride a bicycle up through there. I know how it is.
Yeah. So traffic is. It's funny because Boston reminded me so much of Philly driving. It didn't make no sense. And I just started laughing. I said, "Damn! I said I left Philly and came back to Philly, and my boy started laughing because we watched the guy literally go right through a red light like it wasn't nothing. I'm like, he said, "Oh yeah, that was up here too." Yeah. So.
Well, it's like that in Miami too.
We ain't kidding about that.
Miami, you get the kids on dirt bikes and four-wheelers going down the middle of the street and doing donuts in the intersections.
Mm-hmm.
That's
don't
really,
care about anybody.
It's such a wild thing here. Like, they're trying so hard to clear all the ATVs, the dirt bikes, like all those off the streets here. Like Mayor Parker in Philly is like relentlessly going after all dirt bikes and trying to clear them all. It's hit or miss. Like some dude actually like crashed into something, like to a parked car, and unfortunately killed himself last week. But like it was like she's trying hard to clear all those off the streets here in Philly. It is, but it still pop up. They still pop up. It's, like around like North Philly, they still pop up, and they like flood the streets. But it happens
in all the big cities.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it gets ridiculous.
Yeah. That's for real. Well, I mean, I will say I see crazy stuff down here in Miami. I mean,
look who it is.
Hey, bro, what's going on?
What's up, y'all?
Yo, that's my Beast Mike. That's my younger brother. My younger brother, Easy. Beast Mike.
He's younger and he's not quite as smart as Saul.
Oh shit! Here we go. Look, I ain't tell him to say that shit. He said that shit on his own.
He happens to be a Phillies fan. Saul is at least a Dolphins fan.
Oh, okay. What they got to do with anything, I don't know, but we're gonna move forward. I don't come on here to be combative. I told you I love your show.
I know that. I'm just giving you a hard time.
You always give me a hard time. Listen, I respect my elders, man. I stay in my lane. I know when to speak and when not to. How y'all doing, man?
Good.
How you doing, bro?
Yo, I don't know what I just missed. Hold on, because my son about to say he want to say hello. Here, come here. I know that's what you about to do.
Hello.
Hey, what's up? How are you?
Be a Dolphins fan.
All right, go ahead. We'll find something else to do. No, I heard y'all guys talking about Philly, but I wasn't too sure about the conversation. I know I heard something about dirt bikes and all of that. Well, can you
we were
bring me up
talking
on
about
that?
like the dirt bike, like all the dirt bikes that kind of flood the
going
city
around traffic. I said it's happening.
Oh, y'all all talking at the same time. What happened?
Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, we were talking about like the dirt bikes that were kind of like flooding the city every now and again. Like you'll see a bunch of them kind of like roll down Broad Street or roll down Roosevelt Boulevard or like just go all over the place, like in the city, and like how Mayor Parker's trying her hardest to clear the streets of them, and like that's kind of where we were. Like
the reason why I feel like, well, first of all, I feel like it's a necessary evil. The reason why it needs to get done is because it was an incident here in Philadelphia. I don't know if you saw it. It was a young lady. She was in a car with her daughter, with her infant child, and the dirt bikes and motorcycles all surrounded her. And all she wanted to do was try to get home. So she was just trying to kind of wing through them, and she accidentally bumped somebody. I don't know. She didn't even tap him. So the guy gets out the car and pull a gun on her in broad daylight. And that was the reason why. And he did it in it like broad daylight, like he didn't give a shit about cameras or anything. This the middle of Philadelphia, so cameras is prevalent, it's everywhere, City Hall. So you know what everybody did was they said, you know what, we can't stand for this any longer because of the simple fact, if you're willing to pull a gun out in broad daylight on a woman with a child, an infant child, what else are you willing to do?
Yeah.
Right.
And then on top of that, they took on a culture that's not our culture. Like that's not a Philly thing. That's a Maryland thing. That's a Baltimore, Maryland thing that they're following. But then if you're breaking all of the laws, whatever laws it is, I'm not against hanging out. But what I am against is the bull. Excuse my language on your show. The bullshit.
No, you're fine.
If people are just trying to go about their day, and you come down the block with 20 or so dirt bikes, and you just not trying to keep it going, but you want to stop and you want to disrupt traffic and do all these different little tricks that you learned. Do that shit where it's safe at. Don't do that shit in the middle of traffic while I'm trying to get to work. Because 9 times out of 10 here in Philly, if you on Broad Street, your ass gonna get hit, and ain't nobody gonna feel sorry for you. So I understand why Mayor Parker is doing what she's doing, all because our former mayor got on TV and said, "I can't wait not to be the fucking mayor."
He did say that out loud. Well, that's one of the wildest
This was
things I've
after
ever
a police
heard
officer
say.
got shot. A police officer got shot. He said, "I cannot wait to not be the fucking mayor no longer."
That was 2 4th of July ago. I remember that shit.
Yeah. So she's coming in trying to clean up all of the bad juju that was left behind. Because not saying that Mayor Kenny didn't care, he was just tired. I mean, he had 2 terms, which was over 8 years. So we're gonna say at least 16 years of being the mayor. And the first 8, it was okay. That was after Randall. But then the next 8, with the pandemic coming, as well as the open market drug market that they had, I know you guys seen The Wire. Well, we had that at Kensington and Allegheny. We call it K&A.
K&A was real life.
Like it was real life, and it was unfortunate because women and children, and it's not just only women and children, older folks like yourselves that's on this panel, had to see open air market. Like
wait. Older folks like ourselves.
Well, I'm talking about the gray bears. I ain't talking about you, so I'm talking about the gray bears. See, listen, I know when to get my shots in.
Why did he drop it in there so subtly? Like,
yeah, I get my shots back now. I don't come straight from the whip. I got to think about what I'm gonna say.
Hey, I didn't take any shots at you.
No. You good with me? I mean, you good with me? Like I said, I don't come on here to start that, but I mean, I ain't just gonna let it go down. But no, listen, that was just the Philly thing. I just wanted to touch on that. Mayor Parker is doing a wonderful job, and I appreciate everything that she's doing. And listen, sometimes you gotta have the mayors that's coming in putting foot to ass. It's just gonna be that way for a little bit.
I agree.
Nobody had an issue when John Street did it. Only problem that John Street, his problem was he ain't know how to keep his hand out of cookie jar. Correct. So
that's a whole nother story. That's a whole we can be here all day.
He did a good job while he was here, but he just couldn't keep his hand out the cookie jar. But I didn't jump on here to say that. My brother and I, we were talking about something, and I just wanted to stir the pot. Wanted to ask you guys. I already talked to Saul, so Saul, you don't say anything. But the question I have for you guys, and what do you call them? The Q. What do you call them? The quarterback. What do you the Q and I's or something like that?
Oh, two and eyes.
Two and eyes. Okay. For those people along your panel, whoever listened to your show, how would you feel about trading him, if possible? We just saying hypothetically, trading him for Dak. How do y'all feel about that? I want to hear where y'all going at.
No, 1,000 times no.
Why not?
Dak is overrated. He can't win the big game either. So, what do I want him for?
He's on the open market, and he's not injury prone. But not only that.
Sure about that. He's at Dak.
No. Listen. He's not injury. He got one injury. Now he injury prone. Like, the reason why I'm bringing him up is because of the simple fact you already know, and we all know Jerry ain't gonna pay that guy. We know that for a fact. You guys, not saying that you're not gonna pay him, but you guys are kind of on the fence with this guy Tua. What I'm saying is an even trade. What would it look for? Would it look like for you guys? Would you accept it, or is just all right? Y'all down with Tua and that's it?
I'm not doing a trade. I'll give me the more time that Tua has in terms of age. Give me obviously the system that works. Where I think Dan Orlovsky, said it really well. where only a certain amount of dudes can run McDaniel's system and can run it effectively and efficiently. He did not name Dak in that group. And I think, like he named, obviously, Mahomes, because of course. He thought Stafford could do it. He thought Stroud could do it. And I think he said Burrow could do it in terms of like running McDaniel's system where it's not just an air show, but they can sync the system. And
so that's a no for you with Dak.
I'm out.
Much.
Yeah, I'm out.
No matter how you look at it.
I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna do it.
The only reason why I brought it up. No. Well, I'm pretty sure it's a lot of you.
I just want to say this too. Look, at the end of the day, I don't think it's an issue of one being better than the other quarterback.
Right.
But at the end of the day, Dak Prescott does not have the chemistry that Tua has with his receivers. And that's something that comes with time. You're not going to get the timing that Tua has with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, because Jalen Waddle has been with Tua since college. That overnight, the same chemistry that Tua has with his receivers now, Dak Prescott is not going to have that level of confidence. Just like if Tua was to go to the Cowboys, it's not going to be as sustainable.
Well, the only reason why I thought about it when I was talking to my brother, because I was thinking about the thing that's out there in Pittsburgh, was going on out there, and when they got Fields, they got Fields in the trade, in the sense of, okay, we're gonna have this guy as our backup, but then you forgot that you got Russell. You got Russell. You know he going to cook, but do you stay with that guy that you know that's going to cook, or do you go with the new young thing that look nice? It's a Ferrari with 87 gas in it. Let's just put it like that.
I think with Russ, Russ is okay. See if you got it for another year. If you don't, then cool, then move on to Fields. I think that was an insurance policy, and also maybe a look into the future of, okay, we got Justin Fields for a bag of chips, pretty much. See if Russell Wilson struggles, or if it's just obvious he ain't it. Okay, Justin Fields can step in, and it's something like you're basically really low risk and potentially modestly high reward with Fields.
You know what? I just want to say that's why I love coming on your show, because you got competent individuals that can have a straight conversation without getting in their feelings, and I appreciate y'all so much.
Well, let me respond to your question also.
Okay.
Well, for me, Dak Prescott reminds me of Tony Romo in some ways, because Tony Romo wasn't able to get to the playoffs also because he choked up when he had the opportunity to. So we don't.
Who was that dropped that pass for him to actually get into the playoffs? Was that oh shit, I forgot the receiver. 88. Des Bryant.
Oh, that's Carter.
So he was one pass away from getting into the playoffs, let alone maybe the championship at that time. He just didn't get over the hump because his back was terrible, correct?
That was the play that they ruled as an incomplete pass, but that could be considered a complete pass in the day's rule. That's I know what game you're talking about.
That's Carter game, yeah.
So just off of that one incident changed the whole career of who Tony Romo was as a quarterback. Because prior to that, I mean, you would have considered Tony Romo a winner all the way up until that point. Well, no, matter of fact, when he dropped the kick. So I ain't even going to throw him out there like that. When he dropped the field goal. So, yeah, I'm going to move on from that. But, like I said, I love y'all show. I love the fact that y'all opinions all matter and it makes sense. And I don't have nothing else to say, but I'm enjoying myself. I appreciate you.
Yeah, appreciate you. Listen,
always good to have you here, brother.
You're more than welcome to join us anytime. I will do my best not to pick on you in the future.
Oh, I got shots. I gotta get them out there smooth.
Hey,
that's
easy.
all.
Well, I was gonna say I can't make no promises.
Hey, easy. I don't know you, but being that you're Saul's brother, you're cut from some good cloth. I can tell you that.
Oh, I appreciate that. Hey, I love that pickup that you guys picked up too. The big D tackle.
Oh, Campbell?
Kelly Campbell?
Yeah. Now, the question that I got for y'all, because I wasn't sure, but what defense are you guys running now?
None of us know yet.
None of us really know yet.
I think we're primarily 3-4, but adaptable. Like, I think Weaver said it in his first press conference, where it's going to be 3-4 sometimes, it's going to be 4-3 sometimes, it's probably 4-2-5 sometimes. I think it's primarily 3-4, but I think it's going to be like a whole lot of different kinds of defensive.
So does that put your big guy on alert? Because I saw this earlier. What's his name again? Saul, the big fella, the one that did y'all pay him yet?
What, Zach Sealer?
Is his name Wilkins?
Oh no,
Wilkins.
the Raiders.
Wilkins
he left.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I'm a football fan, but I ain't that much of a fan to the point where I know every team, so I wasn't sure. But so this guy, he's still in that spot then.
Yeah, pretty much.
Damn.
Yeah, Wilkins took the free agency and went to the Raiders. They paid him what he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
You think it's going to work out for him over there?
That's a
well,
it may not be a good fit. Everybody take the money, but it may not be a good fit. Though.
Exactly. We won't know until we see him play. He can.
And then y'all got Campbell. You feel like he's going to be a good fit for you guys? I mean, in the locker room, he's that guy. But do you think he's going to be a good fit for y'all defense and what you guys want?
Well, he's got rapport with Coach Weaver, so that's a plus right there because he knows Coach Weaver's schemes and stuff.
And I know. Listen, anytime y'all willing, we'll take some linebackers off your hands. So because we ain't got all of that, we need some of those up here in Philly.
We lost a good one with Van Ginkel, but
y'all lost him too.
Yeah, Van Ginkel went to Minnesota.
Yeah.
What? Oh my God.
He went back with Flores.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, that was an early one in free. That hurt the fan base a bit, and I like Walker, Anthony Walker from Cleveland. I think that's a good depth piece to help replace him. But yeah, the fan base was hurt by the AVG news. That one hurt.
That's good. He was a baller too, yo.
Yeah.
Real quick question: did you see the video of Jason Kelsey shotgunning the beer at his golf tournament?
Yeah. He can't stay out the news up here, dude. Like you might as well say he's still. Yeah, he can't stay out the news for that. Well, he's a big figure up here. He still walk amongst the people like on a normal base. Shit, y'all ain't see nothing. Did you see his wife about to knock that lady head off?
Yeah, I would have seen the way she was. She was ignorant as shit.
She's about to. She said, "Listen, I'm from Delco. I'll beat your ass out here. Don't get it twisted." Yo, his wife was about to get that lady the business.
And then the thing is, they try to make an apology. Nobody was trying to hear that. Like that woman talking about, "You'll never be welcomed around here." I said that, and I said, "You are ignorant ass." Like you got to understand, these folks are human beings. They're human beings.
Yeah, they went out on a date night, and like I said, he normally walk amongst the people all the time. Like you'll see him just walking around, and he be like, "Yo, Jason Kelsey." He be like, "No, I'm not," and then he'll just keep walking and shit. But like he a cool ass dude, and then like now that his wife had to actually get used to the fame, especially now with Travis dating what's the old girl name?
Taylor
Swift. So that even exasperated the fame. So now they really can't walk around like they used to, like downtown Philly or whatever. But for them to go on a date night and then somebody approach them drunk, yeah, I'll let my wife give it a 1-2 too. So I ain't gonna But
well, I mean,
man, yo,
because if you're Travis Kelsey or Jason Kelsey, you'd have to be stupid to even think about messing with him.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, look, let's rewind that question. Rewind. I'm not messing with anybody that plays NFL football. And the reason I say this all the time is
why you said CTE gonna kick in quick?
No, even that. You think about it, bro. And you know this as a football player.
Right.
You train 7 days a week.
Yep.
I mean, 3 to 5 hours a day you're doing weights and cardio. I'm a president coach. I know I might got a good minute and a half too. You running hours on end and you're putting up 225. Even the opponent putting up 225. So when people
I don't know for all football. I can't speak for all, but I can speak for most. Football is a game of aggression, right? So sometimes it's hard to turn that shit off. That's why you got some of these guys getting into the trouble that they get into off the field. So for him to be, I'm gonna say, more patient with himself than anybody else, especially with his wife and all of that. man, listen, God put his hands on him. He blessed him many times over because I don't know if I would have been able to contain myself, especially when I'm on a date night with my wife. We chilling. We think we away from everybody. We think we cool enough. Then somebody just busted up, with a drunken conversation. Like, I don't know exactly. I don't know. How would you guys handle that? Being a famous individual and you think that you can walk amongst the people. Somebody busts up your nice night, and that you may not have had because the story goes she was suffering from postpartum depression, and that was one of the reasons why he took her out to get her out of that moment.
Well,
how would you guys have handled that?
One thing that doesn't surprise me is it doesn't surprise me anymore when the dude in the airport picked a fight with Mike Tyson, bro, and got his ass.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Mike had to give him one.
Yeah.
I seen that. Mike had to give him one. Like, stop playing with me.
Well, like,
nothing surprises me.
With me, it all depends. If this was 15 years ago, I don't know if I would have been able to contain my cool at all.
Right.
These days, I know I could walk away from it these days.
Yeah.
Well, you kind of have to because, unfortunately, and when I say this, I'm not saying this towards all the young generation. This young generation, it don't take much for them to pull out a gun and blow you away and just walk away like nothing ever happened. So,
where do you draw the line at, though? Where do you draw, like, in your age, where you stand at right now, where do you draw the line at where, hey, that's a little too close for comfort? Regardless of knowing that, but where do you draw the line at?
Well, if you're in a position where you have to come out fighting and you have to do something, then you have to make that move. In other words, if you push in the corner and you gotta defend yourself whatever way possible, then all this what's the best way to say it? My dad would say, I'm gonna have to play dirty. I mean, that means I'm gonna do whatever I can, pick up and use wherever I can to keep myself alive.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Mr. Paul. Even in my younger day, I didn't care. I remember going after a guy, and he's yelling he's going to get his gun. I just kept going after him. Now
listen, Papa Paul, before you incriminate yourself now. the statutes of limitations don't go.
no one was murdered or anything. He got in his car with his friends and they took off as I'm grabbing a hold of the car door handle and trying to keep up with it and stuff.
Yeah, I think the gun was a musket anyway.
Oh shit! Hold on.
That's wrong. That's wrong on so many levels. Damn.
So how y'all feeling about this season, this upcoming off season? How are you feeling about going into, y'all summer camps? How do y'all feel, man? Like, I know y'all talk about it all the time, but I don't hear it all the time. So I want to know how you guys feel.
Right now, for me, I'm excited with everything. I can't wait for training camp to start, which the rookie training camp starts July 16th. The veterans come in on the 23rd. I don't know yet when the open training camp up starts for us to go to, which might be the 24th. It might be a little bit later in the week. Right. But I'm excited for that because I really want to see how Weaver's doing with their defense. The hearsay right now, I like because the defense is keeping up with the offense, who the offense has been together longer, a majority of them.
I'm going to throw a move at you guys. Go or no go, just to answer. Reddick, go or no go? Papa Paul.
If it makes sense, go. If it doesn't make sense, no go.
How about you, Mr. John?
Same thing. If contracts make sense, yes. If not, no. You've got.
He's not reporting to the Jets at all, and I'm pretty sure you guys can afford them. How about you? I can't see your name. Shea Money.
It doesn't feel like.
I agree. I agree with.
If it's team friendly and it makes sense, yeah, go. Definitely.
He'd be a great asset for you guys to have down there. Now that the guy Kinkle left.
Well, here's the funniest part, E. The funniest part about that, E, is earlier in the offseason, they talked about Reddick maybe coming to the Dolphins, but something must have fell through between his agent or whatever. So,
well, here in Philly, he wanted the money. We was going to pay him, but we wasn't going to give him what he wanted.
Right.
So then
Right.
we said, okay, hey, if you don't like what we're talking about, then you open to make a move.
And Miami's not going to pay him what he wants either, though.
Right.
Yeah, because he long in the tooth now. Like you're not going to pay a guy on the back end of his career a big check so he can half-ass it all the way through. That's what we're not going to do. I mean, everybody see what he's trying to do. He should have fired
a lot of these people that we have picked up said they wanted to come to Miami for the chance at a title.
Yeah.
Not just some of them, a lot of them.
That's what I've heard too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys feel like y'all got a shot to go to the title, like to knock off the king, because the AFC.
I can't say that yet. Without seeing training camp and all, I cannot truly say that.
Did y'all address your line? Did you address your offensive line?
Yes, we have addressed it some.
I'm gonna keep it a beat with you. I think in the AFC, the team that a lot of people need to worry about is the Houston Texans, and I'm gonna keep that. Houston is going to be a problem this year. I don't care what anybody says. You might want to sit there and pay close attention to them. Because that's one of those teams that will come back, and we faced them. I think we faced them in Houston this year, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to be going to that game.
I don't know. Them young whippersnappers, they think they could just do whatever they want to do. I don't know about them. It might be a sophomore jinx with them guys.
No, it's a different team. I think it's a different team. They got a taste of it last year. When you get a taste of something, you notice your competitive spirit. You know this. When you get a taste of something, you want more.
I don't love their defense, but I do think Houston offensively can keep up. I think they can
under the words from the great Mr. John O'Hanlon, we got to wait and see.
Right, and also easy with the when you brought the offensive line. I think that, like I said, with Bushbury, he did well with the offensive line last year. With the injuries and everything.
We picked up some depth and some veterans for the offensive line as well.
So I want to see if he's going to take it up to the next level. This being his second year as our offensive line coach. And then as far as the whole team goes, I'm not going to really make no prediction because it's just wait and see. Because what I've seen with the past 2 seasons.
1 minute before I want to let Shake go here in a minute, but I just want to say thank you to everybody on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and I love seeing the people on Twitter joining in on the chat. We appreciate y'all for joining us. Go ahead, Shake. You had something you wanted to say?
Yeah, easy. This is definitely for you. What's the temperature on Vic Fangio so far?
So, for whatever reason, we love his old ass. I don't know what happened, but it's like inviting Papa Paul for a beer. Like you love that you can sit down and talk with him, but you start asking him about Civil War questions and shit like that, and you're like, yo, like as if he was there. So, are these things adding up? I told you I got shots all day, baby. But no, it's like being at your uncle's house. And
young whippersnapper.
It's that favorite uncle that you heard about, but you kind of was scared to talk to him. But then when you find out he kind of cool, that he just set in his own ways, he say, certain ways of how to say certain things. And Saul knows, like, we have our Uncle Tommy. Our Uncle Tommy just didn't play. Like, we was like, yo, certain stuff you couldn't go to him about because you didn't know what he was going to say or what he was going to do. But when you actually went to him, the solution was kind of cool. You'd be like, damn, okay. But, that's how we feel about Nick Fangio. It's that favorite uncle that you don't know how he's going to react. But then once you really sit down and talk to him, you learn a lot more about yourself. He boosts your confidence because instead of giving you the, hey, it's going to be okay, he's like, get your fucking ass out there and get to work. Like that type of
straight. Okay. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Shows you how to build a fire.
Yeah, it shows you how to build a fire under your ass. You better get to it. Because he'll tell you quick, hey, you see NFL stand for not for long. Hey, I don't have to say nothing else.
You don't use no lighter fluid to build a fire. You use some gasoline, man. Get it right.
Oh,
hey, easy. Ask Cam Smith about Fangio.
I don't know about you. Yeah, I was about to say that.
Who?
Like, they're rookies up there.
Yeah,
like,
he had a rookie.
Yeah, like Dejon and Trot Jr. Like I don't know, like how much time are they actually like even like Nolan Smith or Jacoby Dean, like they're not even rooks for like the young pups there. I
Well,
wonder
so
how much
far as
time they actually get.
far as Trotter, son. Well, Trotter dad is his dad don't play. Like if you knew about Jeremiah Trotter, if you know anything about Jeremiah Trotter, he's a dad's dad. Like he'll cuss his son out from sun up to sundown, especially when he's not performing in the way that he should. So when he was down there at Clemson, he was tearing shit out the frame. As far as the young guy that's coming out of Iowa, they for whatever reason, like his dad and his mom, you could tell he was raised right. So he ain't gonna talk back. He more about getting shit done. So he, as far as the players up here, the young guys, now Jacoby Dean and them, I'm not gonna say that they're not getting acclimated to how this guy is moving, but I do understand that Kirby Wright ran a tight ship while he was at Georgia. So, and they all said in their press conferences alone that, hey man, this is old school shit right here. Now I know for myself, when I was coming up, things was ran a different way. It's not ran how it is now, where they coddle the young guys. I'd rather go with the old school way. The reason why is because that pushes you, even in life, because we've all been at a part in life, we all grown men, where we was like, damn, I'm fucking tired, I can't take this no more. But it was something inside you that said, keep going, take another step. And eventually that storm that you went through, you surpassed that, and then you found out like, damn, I got it, I can do this shit. Like that's all us just being men. So that's what I feel like he provides for our young players up here. I think I hit it on the nail. I believe that's what you asked me. So,
well, as my mom always told me, anybody can do anything they want to if they just put their mind to it.
You ain't never lie about that. That's the problem with the young people. They don't put their mind to it. They put the internet to it. they just think if they Google it, it's going to happen. They don't work like that.
They don't have a mind to put to it. Is the whole thing, because
that's
it's all lost on the internet.
That's kind of your fault. Everybody that's older than me, that's kind of your fault. And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. And then you tell me if I'm lying. I'm flying. The year that Al Gore ran for president, remember those years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all laughed him. Yeah, y'all laughed him damn near out of the race. Everything that's happening right now, from global warming to the kids acting crazy and all of that other stuff, y'all was like, nah, you lost your damn mind. Now, look at us now. We got two presidents to a certain extent. You lie. You basically going to die on the hill with either one, because we don't know what we're going to get. Then you got the young people, stated early in the conversation, lost their damn minds because they have no guidance. Like all of the stuff that Al Gore said. I'm blaming y'all. Y'all shouldn't have left that man out of the room.
I'm not gonna hold the panel up for this, but what I'm gonna say is this, and this is my rebuttal to this. Okay, as being a part of Generation X, and you not that far behind me. Okay, it's some of y'all generation, along with some of the generation after us, when the things that we value and the things that we start at home, when things at home don't work, from someone that's around mental patients for 16 years, with the majority of them being children and teenagers, it starts at home. It starts at home. I'm not talking about no presidents. As you sit there and see the way we were raised to the way kids are raised now, you can blame the government to a point. You can blame a little bit, but I think it's a little bit of everybody's fault, because there was a point in time when you could correct somebody without somebody getting offended. You can't even say anything to anybody because nobody wants the truth. Everybody wants a beautiful lie than a harsh truth. You know that. Everybody on this panel knows that. But with that being said, I would like to move on with another football topic. So,
we'll bring it. Let's talk about it.
So, but with you guys, what is the direction of the Philadelphia Eagles are going to be this year, and what are you seeing with your eyes? What do you see before training camp? What are your like couple of things that you're going to look for improvements in the Philadelphia Eagles in this upcoming season than last?
Well, I already told you. Well, I don't know. Was I talking to you, or I think I was just only talking to you. I don't think I was on your show where I said something about Nick Sirianni being a lame duck coach. I think we starting to recognize firing Doug Peterson was not a great idea, but it spurred the team that we had. We made it to the Super Bowl. We lost in the Super Bowl. We took off on a run last year for, I think, 11 games, and then we did a nosedive. Now we're back, and we have a new staff, but our whole new staff that's around Nick Sirianni pretty much know more than this guy does. So now it's like, yo, one mess up and you out the door. He got 1 foot on the field and 1 foot out the door. So we don't know as far as Nick Sirianni how that's going to work. But adding pieces like the defensive coaches, like the offensive coaches that we picked up from Seattle, like other players and everybody in tune, I feel like we're gonna be all right. I feel like everybody is gonna look past the situation of, hey, well, look, Nick is over there. We're gonna do this together over here. Nick, if you want to join us, unfortunately, this is how it gotta work. Because this past weekend, Jalen Hurts made a statement, but it wasn't a statement where he was disrespectful. They just asked him how he felt about the new coach being there that we picked up, the offensive coordinator. And when they asked him the question, he blandly answered the question and just said, they asked him, how do you feel about Nick Sirianni? He said, I don't feel any type of way.
Yep.
That's all he said. You know the Philadelphia media, how we do up here. Oh, he ain't shit. Fuck him. Well, he being disrespectful to the head coach. And he didn't even say anything. So,
Eric, honestly, every media is going to do that with every player everywhere because media wants to cause controversy because that's what gets people reading.
Yep.
But from my understanding, I don't know the young man personally, but what he has his presentation has been straight line from day one since he got here. He don't answer questions. He give you what it is, and that's it. It's up for you to have debate about what it is. But he's never not once colored between the lines. It's either black or white with him. So for them to actually try to flip the narrative because now he's a paid quarterback kind of pisses me off because of the simple fact that he earned his spot. He earned everything that he got.
I mean, I very much appreciate anybody who just says it like it is blunt, straightforward, because that's the way the world needs to be, blunt, straightforward. Quit beating around the bush. Quit handing out the participation trophies and all that shit.
And that
like I said, I feel good about the rest of the team, but I don't feel good is about Nick Sirianni. I don't know what he's going to do with himself because they took basically all the power away from him. Yeah, he's just what's that called? A face card.
He's just a body.
He's just a body. You say where the head coach at? He's standing over. What does he know? I don't know what the fuck he know. Like I know everything else around here work, but do he work? No, he's just sitting in his office. Like there's
two things I think of with this Eagles team where I don't something doesn't smell right when they trade for a backup quarterback with a 3rd round pick. That's something about that pick and trade doesn't sit right. Like
I didn't understand that.
They've done it before with Carson Wentz. Like you saw it, they did it with Carson. Where like the moment Carson started to go down, where like Doug got fired, and then they moved on from Carson despite the big deal. Money won't matter.
Well, nobody knew that we was going to go to the Super Bowl that year. We was, walking and chewing bubblegum at the same time, which rarely happens in the NFL. But
at the same time, though, real quick, at the same time, look at Atlanta. They paid all that money for the quarterback, and they turn around and draft a quarterback.
Right, bitch.
I don't think that was their pick, though. I don't think that's how that thing was supposed to go.
I don't think they thought Penix was going to be there. I legitimately don't think they thought Penix was going to be there.
Well, why would you take a guy on peg leg? I'm not discrediting the young man. He's a wonderful quarterback. But he blew out both of his knees as a quarterback in college. Why in the world would you pick that guy?
And how old is he, though?
Huh?
I said, how old is he also?
It don't even matter. He could be your age. I still wouldn't have took his ass. Like, come on, man.
He's like 24.
I went and took him. Listen, there's not a chance. It's more of when he's going to get injured again. Both knees. Like the only person that I know that survived in the NFL that blew out both his knees and maybe possibly be a Hall of Fame running back. I'm not saying that he is now at the University of Miami. He is, but the NFL, I'm not sure. Is Frank Gore. He the only person I know that blew out both his knees twice and still was putting up numbers in the NFL. This guy,
I love Frank Gore.
I do too.
Really good.
He was really good after blowing out his knee. He blew his knee out in college. Then he turned around and did the other knee in the NFL, and then he just kept it going throughout the rest of his term while he was with San Fran. And then I don't know who he ended up finishing with, but I know when he was with San Fran and Kaepernick and all of that, he was doing his thing back then. But again, like I said, far as going back to my team, we feel good about everything that's going on around Nick Sirianni. Now, as far as dealing with Nick Sirianni, fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, what can you say? I have no answer for that.
Right.
So,
I got a question for you, Easy.
And did you see, or before you do, did you see that dude that threw popcorn on him?
Threw popcorn on who?
The Nick Sirianni.
Oh shit! They disrespect him like that.
It was in Tampa Bay. Well, after the Tampa loss.
Oh! I thought you meant like recently. I'm about to say, okay. No, nigga, I'm gonna line that shit up. Everybody, from top to bottom. Fuck that. We're fighting everybody. Like y'all disrespect me like that. No, you know why that came though, right? With the Tampa Bay thing, is because the thing that he did in Kansas City when he was in the tunnel talking shit. Like at the end of the day, your leader got to show some type of stability. Like you would never see Andy Reid or anybody like, not even your coach, even though he young, fly, and funky, but he wouldn't even do no shit like that. Like especially where he catching feelings. Like you ain't really supposed to catch feelings in a business that you get paid for people to talk shit to you. So like Nick Sirianni, he better figure some things out. He's gonna be in the unemployment line quick. I mean like tomorrow.
So what's the minimum do you think your Eagles have to be to save his job, to like stop the noise of like Jalen Hurts, like in the drama, whatever that may be?
You said what's the minimum?
What's like the minimum requirement of what the Eagles have to be to keep that core, that unit together? Sirianni,
well, shit, we went 10-0 before this shit.
Yeah,
you know, shit hit the fan.
Before basically the damn.
So I don't know. Like after you take off like that last year, I'm like, yo, we going to this. I was talking big shit on your show. But then I was like, yo, once we started falling, I was like, I don't even know what show this is. So, I mean, like, I'm like, yo, I don't know. Because last year we took off so fast. If we do that this year, we just going to be like, well, wait until we get to 10 games and see what happens. So, I don't know. But even if we do get to the 10 games and then say we lose the next game, we like, fuck that, get Nick out of here. It's his fault. Like, so nobody knows because nobody's talking about what happened last year. It's almost like crazy because every game that we play in Papa Paul as well as Saul, they all warned me. They's like, yo, y'all winning, but this shit don't look right. You know what I mean? It don't look good at all. So, and I was like, no, don't worry about it. You know, we ride to this. Now we start losing. I'm like, yo, Saul, like, when you gonna get on the show? I'm not. Y'all not about to grind me the fuck up. Like I will wait until this thing is over. Because I'm watching games and I'm like, we about to fucking lose. Like we really about to lose this thing. So coming into this year, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I'm gonna wait till we get to mid-season, end of the season before I actually start, yapping my gums again about how good we are. But if stuff go left, do understand he's going to be on the market, and I don't know who we're going to pick up. And maybe Fangio that may take over.
I got a question for you, Easy.
Right.
I'm sorry.
No problem. Are there any players that y'all got in free agency or out of the draft that you're excited about?
Are there any players that I'm excited about? Free agency or
the draft that you got at the draft.
Saquon?
Saquon is Saquon. So it's not like he's not going to do or produce here that stuff. Listen, he did that with a terrible offensive line in New York. They barely was making it. So if he got a half decent offense, we're gonna be all right. But you said I'm gonna say the middle linebacker that we picked up from Tampa Bay. And the reason why I'm saying that is because sometimes, like Papa Paul said, in order to start a fire, you got to use gasoline. And there's no gasoline better than when somebody tell you they don't want you no more. Especially when they put you on a 1-year contract. We got him for a 1-year contract. Yeah. And he want to prove himself. He want to prove that he was that guy that was down in Tampa Bay. Not saying he was running shit, but he was balling while he was down there.
That's like we got Shaq Barrett from Tampa Bay and on a 1-year deal. And any of these guys that you pick up on a 1-year deal, they're going to play with a chip on their shoulder because they want to play more than 1 year. So they're going to get out there and ball out to try and.
And then we also got CJ back. I mean, he a low key asshole, but I love his. You need a little bit of that on your team. You need sugar and spice on your team.
Did you pick anybody up to replace Kelsey?
Oh no. So we already had that in line. Kelsey was supposed to retire the year prior to. He actually replaced his guy. He actually went out and picked that guy. That was the guy that we drafted. And same height, same build, a little bit more athletic. The center that we have now. So he was playing guard last year, but he got injured. But that only allowed us to put other guys in place. The guy that we picked up from Alabama, I forgot his name.
Yeah, talk about Dickerson.
Say that again.
You're talking Landon Dickerson or
No, not Landon Dickerson, the other guard. The 6'6", what he's 6'6" or 6'7", 300 pounds. He played tackle at Alabama, but we put them at guard. But we also picked up this guy from the Jets. Don't know why they released him. He's 6'8", 3.
Back then.
That guy. I'm like, why in the fuck y'all get rid of him?
Yeah, there's a reason for this. He was either really bad or really hurt when he was a Jet.
Well, because when he was with the Jets, he was always in his feelings. Like that. It wasn't the fact that the guy can't play. It's not the fact that he's not a goddamn football player. He just was always in his feelings because shit that wasn't going his way. And we all know those type of people. When things don't go your way, they slack off, not a little bit, but a whole lot. And they have all the talent in the world, but they just won't produce because it ain't going their way. That's kind of what Reddick is doing. Shit ain't going his way, so he not showing up to camp. Same thing that's happened with your other boy, mushroom eating Aaron Rodgers. He basically told him, I'm gonna show up when I show up. Don't ask me no more questions. Like, really? That's what we doing? You the starting quarterback of my franchise, and you show up when you feel like it?
The Jets have bungled this so bad. Like they've messed this up so bad with Aaron Rodgers. He basically who doesn't think he runs that organization up there? Like, who doesn't think he's basically the shadow GM? Like,
all he's doing is running the same playbook that Brett Favre ran for years. Let's be real.
Like Dave Hackett's got a job because of Rodgers. Like he
running the same playbook Brett Favre ran. You want to pick me last in an NFL draft as a quarterback? I'm fucking up. Listen, I'm gonna be great, but everybody else after this, Green Bay, you gonna kiss my ass. That's what you gonna do. That's what you gonna do.
Eric, we missed you at the end of the year last year. So listen, if Philly,
I told you why I was in the fetus position last year.
I know. Listen. If Philly happens to collapse again like a Baltimore bridge, we still want you to come on.
No, you won't see me. I'm one of those. Listen, I was crying and everything, and man, so the reason why I'm so emotional about this, and Saul knows, our dad was a diehard Eagles fan, and listen, I cried when it was bringing home for Jerome when he died. So when we won the Super Bowl after 50 years, it was 50 years or whatever. I thought about all of those moments watching my dad go through the ups and downs, sitting next to him, sharing moments with my brother, and him not being an Eagles fan, but just being a supporter, and saying, you know what? Honestly, I believe, you were the first person that called me after we won the Super Bowl and said, listen, I'm not a fan, but congratulations. That shit meant all of that to me because He's my
Yeah.
older brother, and you look up to him,
Oh
and
yeah.
that's the closest thing that I can remember to before my dad passed, because I don't think he ever saw them win a Super Bowl.
Right.
I don't think he ever saw them. But you would have thought that he won a Super Bowl
Well-
every week sitting on that couch. So,
Real quick, I just want to shout out to one of the sports world's greatest who passed away, Willie Mays.
oh my God,
Yeah.
he lived a good life, didn't he?
Yes,
Like,
sir.
look at
yes,
all
sir.
of the feats that he had, man. Between him and Jackie, like, wonderful. Like, oh my God, trailblazers. Hold on. Speaking of which,
I think he's
excuse
the
me,
greatest
sir.
baseball player ever. I honestly think he's the
Hold
greatest.
on there. I gotta ask, because this is me being at my great uncle houses. Mr. John and Papa Paul. Did y'all see him play before? Did your guys ever see him play before?
No, I'm not that old, brother.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No.
I apologize. How about you, Papa Paul?
No, sir.
Okay.
I just remember some
Good joke.
old reruns and stuff of watching news footage and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah, I
wow.
never seen
Yeah,
that.
because
I never
he
seen him neither, and I'm older than Papa Paul.
he retired in
Oh,
what?
you never seen him play neither? Oh, wow. But just imagine sitting down. So one day, because I work in the city and I work for the basically for the state. So as a transit, at that time as a transit operator, and I was working with this guy. I never knew it, and I didn't assume, because you don't assume. But I asked him the questions, and the question I asked him, anybody that's famous or that's older? So he told me just at that moment in time that this man, his name was Mr. Jerome. He ended up passing away some years ago, but he used to be Malcolm X's bodyguard at a certain point in his life. So we would sit down and he would tell me stories about like who Malcolm was when he was young and some of the stuff all the way up until he said that it was a point in time where, they had to step away from him as far as just like, I don't know how this shit went, but exactly. And I don't want to get the story wrong, but they couldn't protect him any longer. And he said he felt some type of way about it, but he had to follow orders as such. But then when he found out about him dying, what was that? 86. That was 86 when Malcolm and Martin died.
Yeah.
He just said, man, you know what? He really had to test his faith after that, because he knew 68. I'm sorry, 68. He knew that was something that he had to go against. But he said, no, you know what? From that point forward, he would give his life to making sure that he did the right thing the way that he wanted to do things, not the way that people wanted him to do it. So that's the reason why I asked y'all that question about Willie Mays, if you guys ever seen him play before. Because I'm just here to learn. Like I said, I love y'all show. I love everything about y'all show,
Now,
except for when the Eagles lose.
The first professional sports player I ever met in person was actually Lynn Swan.
Lynn Swan.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I actually met him in the arcade room at the Contemporary Hotel at Disney World.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, and Mays retired in what, 74?
I think that's what I read. Yeah, 74.
Yeah, I mean,
think it was last year.
Yeah. So I mean, I didn't even watch baseball then. I mean, I was 4 or 5 years old at that point. So
was Mays around the same time as Hank Gathers, or there was
no,
early,
Hank Gathers. No, Hank Gathers was
Gathers
in the 80s.
in the 80s? Okay, so that's when I was born. So I wouldn't know. So
Yeah, Hank Gathers happened. That happened in 80, 88, 89.
I
So
mean,
they
it's
on TV.
I'm a
there's
Ken Griffey Jr. Guy. That's the age bracket I was in.
I mean, there's a possibility I could have seen Willie Mays play. I just don't really remember it. I was in 74, I was 7.
When you guys were younger, like for us, I'm gonna say I don't even know, because I ain't gonna say him. For me, it was Jordan. A lot of these kids gonna say it's LeBron. Who was the guy back then for you guys?
Dr. J was me.
Dr. J?
For me, it was Dr. J. That's when I started.
In fact,
If you're going basketball, I was a bet.
I'm just saying across the board, where you say he was the greatest. Like, are you saying Dr. J was the greatest across the board? Football, basketball, baseball?
I got Taylor and Jordan. Like, that's when I
across
got
the
into
board.
sports.
Okay.
So I'd say Jordan
Yeah,
in
man.
basketball.
Mine was Jordan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Well, at
Jordan.
that time, mine was Dr. J.
Mm.
Because because as far as basketball go, there was no such thing as Miami Heat. So the Philadelphia
Oh.
76ers was my team.
Okay.
That was my
Wow.
basketball team back then.
So
And
who
the
was the guy
Pittsburgh
in football?
Pirates
Jim
was my
Brown?
baseball team.
No, Jim Brown was way before us.
Way
Well,
before
that was
y'all?
before that. Yeah, that was before that.
So who was the
Yeah.
guy then? You know, during y'all
Oh,
time?
you talking about
The
Well,
first running back I really remember seeing a lot of was OJ, the way he ran for Buffalo in the 70s.
Okay.
OJ was the man
Well,
back in the day.
in
Yeah.
football,
Thurman
for
Thomas
me,
too. Thurman Thomas.
Well, that
He
was
was the man,
later,
too.
yeah.
in football, for me, I go farther back than John and them. I'm looking at Wahoo McDaniel.
Who the hell? Who's that?
Football player / professional
I've never
wrestler.
heard of him. I'm about to look him up.
You heard
Wahoo
of him.
McDaniel was,
He used to
was
be
a
a
football.
professional wrestler, and he was a Miami Dolphin also.
And also one
Yahoo
man
McDaniel?
Wahoo
Wahoo
McDaniel.
McDaniel.
He
I'm
was.
gonna look him up.
He was an American Indian.
WAHOO, and then you know how to spell Dane. But
I
what
thought it was
man-
Billy White Shoes was y'all guy.
Oh, Billy White Shoes was well. He was my guy because he played with the Houston or what's the Houston Oilers?
Hold on. Billy White
Yeah,
Shoes was a
Houston.
running back, correct?
No, he was a
No,
wide
he's a
receiver.
receiver.
Oh, all
And
right.
what-
See, I know something, but I don't know it all.
But see, what made him famous was that when he scored a touchdown, he did the funky chicken.
Yeah.
When he scored a touchdown, he did that
See-
was his celebration.
With
And
me,
he-
when it
and-
goes to basketball, it was the Celtics with Bird, McHale, and Parrish.
Yeah, that's when they was balling back
That's
then.
the 80s Celtics. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when they was balling. That's when basketball was basketball. You
Yeah.
actually put your hands on
And-
somebody.
but I tell you what, Caitlin reminds me a lot of Parrish shooting all them threes, or I mean Bird shooting all them
Right.
threes and stuff.
And
This
see,
is-
back then,
She know, like I know, she better keep shooting them damn threes. Them girls whooping her ass every time.
I
She
think she got
God
to bulk up.
damn.
I think she's absolutely got to bulk up in the offseason and like.
Well, she's gonna.
Oh yeah, they treating her like Jordan got treated in the,
Yeah, Jordan
against the
rules.
Pistons.
Yeah, it's the Jordan rules or the Caitlin rules, I guess.
Oh yeah, they whooping her ass. She come down that lane, they wearing her ass
And
out.
then when Angel
Yeah,
Reese is
but
offside,
she's like, let me tell you, she's still shooting them up, and she's
Yeah.
outscoring them
Listen,
all.
the girl can play, but like Buddy said, he said, yo, she got to bulk up. She got to. I ain't gonna say man up, but she got to woman up. She got to get a little bit more tougher. Because
Yeah.
you know they are jealous of her. Don't get it twisted.
it feels
They
like
very
Oh, no.
jealous of her.
You think?
Most definitely.
Listen, you're not gonna come. That's like me coming to your job, getting paid more than you, and you've been on the job longer than I've been.
No, that's that.
Like,
It's the resentment, right?
And I'm coming and telling you what to do, how to do it, and I don't know shit. Like, what? Oh, okay. Yeah, all right, we're gonna see about that. Let him figure that shit out on his own. That's exactly how you're gonna play it. And listen, her going to the lane, getting trashed, you know, a little bit more than everybody else, is all because she's getting paid all that money. She make more money than I believe
And-
every
but you
woman in
know-
the league.
But you know what? You don't see her backing down either.
Nope, she's not. Yeah,
No,
I appreciate
no.
that about her.
No, she definitely with the bullshit. Like, and I like it, but can she handle it throughout the whole season? And then they didn't pick her up for the USA basketball team. I didn't like that. I didn't like the
Yeah,
fact
that
they didn't
that
pick her
I
up.
don't know.
I
I don't
understood
know
it based
what
off her
happened
pro
there.
stuff. I understood it.
Why? But like she good for basketball.
No, she's good for basketball. She's great for ratings, but like as a actual WNBA pro, she hadn't done enough yet.
Right.
I get it. Like I think it's perfect. I think she's gonna have plenty of opportunities to make it. Like she'll make it in 4 years easily.
I
But,
I
like,
understand
she,
what
Angel
you're saying.
Reese, like they'll make it in 4 years without a problem. Like I'm not really.
I understand what you're saying there, Mike, but she, from what I know, I don't watch a whole lot of basketball, especially I watch more women's basketball now than I ever have because of her.
I
Really.
think I do.
Yeah, I'm finna
And-
start watching.
With her, I really think she should have been on the team.
She
That
got
is
the
true.
skills, man, and I believe that she would have had brought a world renowned look back at the United States for
Well, the ratings go
basketball.
through the roof, no question.
Yeah, like
here's the best
she would have
part,
brought
guys.
that prestige back to United States women's basketball.
The WNBA is still going to lose over $3 billion this year. So
You said
I think that's
lose?
they don't
Yeah.
make money. They
They
lose
don't.
money
They lose money yearly. Yeah, they do.
every year. They lose money. They don't even come close to breaking even. I think it was $330 million they're going to lose this year.
Yeah, something like that.
Man, what you basically saying they need Joanna Man out there and dunking and shit.
No, the problem is, people that want to watch women's basketball are going to watch it. If you're not interested, you're flipping right past the channel.
Pretty much.
Right.
I have no interest in women's basketball unless it's college. You know, and
Or
even
the Final Four or something like
was
that.
excellent. That was the women's tournament was so much fun this year. And that was record ratings.
But the problem is that the news media too. They
I ain't gonna
built her
lie
up.
to you. Angela Reese wasn't a bad look. Oh yeah. I mean, everybody looking at her all year.
And I get it because like they did Angel and LSU dirty when they tried to invite Caitlin to the White House. Like, wait a minute, Angel, LSU won that game. What are we doing here? What are we inviting?
Well, that was the participation award. That's all that was.
Right. Like I didn't like that either. I was with Angel on that one. Like, what are we doing? Like, no.
Yeah, but the problem with the media. The problem with the media is they say Caitlin's the all-time leading scorer. No, she's not. Look it up.
No, isn't it Reggie Miller's sister?
No. There's a
No, it might be another one. Yeah.
No, there's a young lady. Well, she's not young. She played, I want to say, in its 70s, but it wasn't.
I know what you're talking about.
It was a young black girl back then, and she is the all-time leading basketball scorer in women's college basketball. But it wasn't considered NCAA, so they don't even talk about her. And that's bullshit.
Last name Rudolph or something like that. No.
Might be, yeah.
I think I know what you're talking about.
That's bullshit. If she's the leading scorer, she's the leading scorer. Caitlin did not pass her. Why are they not talking about this woman from the 70s?
What they say, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, because they just mentioned we going back to baseball a little bit, but they just get the Negro League stuff in. So now that knocked a lot of guys off the top of the list that you know straight off the top. Like for Josh Gibson to be known as the one of the greatest hitters that ever lived, as far as playing baseball, when they counted his stats, that took Babe Ruth right off the top of the list. That's what baseball was known for.
I'll put him there.
No, it's the Baseball Hall of Fame, not the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. So they should all be included. Everybody.
Right.
Guys,
Well,
we got about.
guys, I gotta go, but I definitely appreciate you guys letting me come onto your show and then just enjoying y'all presence. And I mean, I would say fins up, but I'm gonna say go Birds. I'm just let y'all know that right now.
I enjoyed you, bro.
Eric, I just gotta say, Eric, my old ass really appreciate you, my sonny.
Good night, y'all.
Take it easy, bro. Yeah, we have to wrap it up, guys. We got like 10 minutes left.
Winners, how old is your brother?
I think Eric just turned, because I know I'm 47. He's got to be 42.
Okay.
42, and he's acting like we're old men.
I start laughing every time he says that. I'm like, listen, I might be like about 5-6 years older than you. That's it.
The funny thing is, he says, "Oh, I'm talking about all the gray hairs." Well, you got gray hair in your beard.
Yeah, I got plenty of mine, and I'm older than everybody on this panel.
I'm probably the young cub here. I guess so.
I would say so. Yeah.
For on the panel tonight, but not when Ethan's around.
Yeah,
I know.
Ethan, our buddy Ethan, he's a great kid. We love him to death. We love his dad, his family. He's only 21.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But he's been with us since day one,
nice.
But he's doing his thing, which we appreciate. He's in college. He's family, everything. He's on a cruise this week.
He's on vacation this week with the family. Yeah,
on a cruise. But Mr. Polk, would you like to go ahead and give last words, sir?
Yeah, listen, I really enjoyed the show, Dolphin. I'm glad that your brother came on and what have you. Like to send a shout out to Tom, who wasn't able to come be on the show, and Pamela, and Oh my goodness, what's my brother name in Tennessee? Um,
Pedro.
Pedro.
Pedro, right. But other than that, I enjoyed the show. And Beast Mike, it was good to see you for the first time, my brother. Please come
Good
back.
seeing you.
And
I
I
will.
enjoyed
Yeah, no question. I definitely would come back. I would absolutely would come back.
Yeah, you're more
Right.
than welcome to join us anytime, Mike. Anytime.
Yeah. So
And for
peace, love,
those
and
all
fins
out
up.
there, yes, sir, Mr. Polk. Sorry about that. Peace, love, and fins up, Mr. Polk. You have a
Peace, love, and
wonderful
fins
night,
up,
a
Mr.
wonderful
Polk.
rest of the week. And for those out there who don't know, we are on Wednesday nights. 8:45 is our long night. We start at 8:45 p.m. and go until whenever. Usually not past 10:45. On Saturdays, we're 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern time. Sunday mornings, we're 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern time. And during the regular season, John and I will be tailgating down at Miami games with the show. And Saul will be at a couple of them. And then Mondays, 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern time. So other than that, you have any last words, Mike?
Thanks for coming on. Thanks to for everybody who pulled up and kind of got their thoughts in the comment section. Was on fire tonight too. Like this was really cool. And I know we didn't get a chance to talk about it because I've been obviously kind of like all over the place and sending out videos and whatever. Saul knows this. We're trying to put as many Dolphin fans up in Philly together as humanly possible and like kind of take over a spot. I kind of like what they do up in New York with Slattery's and doing with Independence Hall. And like it's kind of the thing like I've kind of taken and run with. And I've been talking with other spots like Miller's up here or Dave and Buster's up here. Like Outback's gotten back to me, like both Miller's and Plymouth Meeting or Miller's at Columbus Boulevard in the city. Like we're getting some traction, and it looks like with D&B we can just walk in. The D&B at Columbus Boulevard probably is the best one, I would say. Just as many people as humanly possible. Philly, New York, New Jersey. I think that's the Philly, New Jersey, Delaware, New York too if they want to pull up. They try to get this Dolphin fan group going and up and running. I got a logo ready to go for it, which I'll probably get the final touches on it probably later this week.
Well,
And,
you keep joining us and keep sharing all that
we'll
stuff.
talk about that. Yeah, I definitely will keep everyone up and running and do my own videos about it, like the Two Train videos I do. I obviously will send updates there too. But thanks for having me. This was really, really cool.
All right, listen, thanks for being here. Do you do a show yourself or?
Not a podcast. At least not yet. I will.
Well, what do you do? What do you do your videos on?
Not yet.
What do you do your videos? Plug your videos.
So yeah, you can follow me like on Twitter. Beast Mike's the Twitter handle. Beast Mike 215 on TikTok, which is apparently gaining some sort of following now. Beast Mike 215 on IG. I send them here on Facebook as well, and I send them all over the place. Send them on YouTube. My channel Beast Mike Train of Thought, and kind of just send them all over the place. And then eventually there'll be some live broadcasts and things like that about the Dolphins and various other stuff.
Well, we appreciate you, Mike. You have a wonderful week. Peace, love, and fins up, my brother.
Peace, love, and
Appreciate you, Mike. Peace, love, fins up, brother.
Have a good night.
Have a good night, man. Thanks for having me.
Yep. John?
Last words are, somebody said it best. I forget when, but we're in the desert right now. It's that time of year where there's not a lot going on. Waiting for next month. We got about 4 weeks before rookies go to camp. So it's the desert. It's still great to get together with everybody on Wednesday and have a conversation. Anybody who doesn't know, this was Papa Paul's idea. He invited Winters, myself, Tom, and Ethan to be the co-host when he started, and we wanted a program where we could talk, not yell and scream, not talk over each other, have opinions, have agreements, disagreements. So far, what are we, 15, 16 months in?
About that, yeah.
And it's worked out great.
Yep, we have about 2,200 subscribers. Last week, for those of you who don't know, we are on Roku on the weekends, Saturdays, Sundays, Mondays. We are on Roku and Amazon Fire Stick. And last week, we had over 2,100 viewers, and 5% of those viewers were actually watching us on TV. So it's a start. It's looking good. We're loving it. But it's all these guys did it. Saul, John, Tom, Ethan. It's their show. It's everyone's show. It's the Miami Dolphins fans show. It's all you guys that are watching us, joining us, that make it the show. And we appreciate each and every one of y'all for joining us each and every time we're on.
Well, that's what makes your idea so special. It's everybody's show.
Right.
You know, it's your idea was great. I think you picked a great group of guys, the five of us, to do it. You know, great opinions, great knowledge. We all love the Fins. It's aqua and orange.
Even though some of us, I guess me, is considered older than dirt.
You're not there yet.
Well,
I guess to a 42, 43-year-old you are, but
well, my oldest son, who's I think 35 now, he's a major in the Army. But when he was a kid, his grandfather, my wife's father, he told him he was older than dirt. Well, he just turned 90. He'll be 91 in November. I told him, "You're not older than dirt anymore." I said, "You're a relic."
yeah. Hey, you make it that long? Congratulations.
Yeah.
So for me, that's it tonight, guys. Great to see you. Love you guys. And
Love you too, brother. Peace, love, and fins up.
Well, basically, Papa Paul, I mean, mostly everything has been said. Thanks to everybody who's been watching us on every single platform. I can't wait till Saturday when we have our show at 6 p.m. And it's back to work for me tomorrow. So I'll be up in the next 5.5, 6 hours. So
you didn't work today?
No, this is my last day on vacation. So all I did was do some shopping earlier and just chilled out.
Okay, I thought you had work today, but
No.
hey, good. One more day to catch up on all that drinking you did.
Oh man, trust me.
Well, other than that, peace, love, and fins up, everybody. We appreciate each and every one of y'all. Have a good night.